Hello, my first graders. This week we are going to focus on R blends. So R blends are when you have a word that has two consonants together that have one is a regular consonant and one that has an R in it. So consonant is anything that's not a vowel. You know how we practice our vowels all the time. Anything that's not a vowel is a consonant. So an R blend is when you have a consonant and an R together. Instead of trying to separate those sounds, we want to put them together. So normally when you're sounding out a word and you see a B and an R, you'd go b-er. But when we see an R blend, we want to try to put them together instead of keeping them separate. It makes it easier for us to figure out the word we don't know. It makes it easier to sound the word out when we stick it together. So I'm going to show you some common R blends that we have and what they sound like when we see them together. So when you're first starting out, you might be trying to separate them first and then stick them together. That's okay. That's how we learn. So BR, you hear b-er. Instead, we want to put it together fast. Instead of b-er, burr. Burr. Can you make that sound for me? Burr. So BR together is burr. We see that in words like ick. Bur-ick, brick. We see CR, k-er. Put it together. Cur, 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 cur. We can see that in words like cur, eek, creek. There's a cur. DR, d-er, but when we put it together, we hear der, der. And DR, I have to tell you, is usually the hardest one to remember because we have trouble breaking the DR sounds apart, DR and TR. So der, der. And you do that when you take a ink. Drink. Drink. GR, g-er, but we put it together. Grr, grr, like grr, grr. You might see that in a word like grill, grill, grill. And then we have TR, t-er, but when we put it together, we hear tur, tur, tur. How about tree, tree, okay, tree has our TR. So these, instead of having them separate, we like to put them together to make that blend. We have FR, but when we put it together in the R blend, we hear fur, fur, okay, so fur, and you might see that in the word frog. Frog, frog. PR, p-er, but we put it together. Purr, kind of like a cat, right? Purr, purr, and we might see that in the word prom. Prom. Okay, so boys and girls, these are our blends. Okay, we have BR, burr, cur, der, gur, tur, fur, purr. Sounds like a tongue twister, doesn't it? Okay, R blend. So when you see the R blend, right, a letter with an R that goes in front of an R, see if you can blend it together, okay? That's what I want you to practice this week, blending those R's together with the other consonant. All right, boys and girls, let's practice.